Hey, what's up YouTube? Goratha here. So here's another video about my League Start plans. I am updating them. I am no longer playing Infernalist. So there's a couple reasons for that. I'll quickly go over them before I talk about what I'm actually planning on doing now. First off, I don't like how Demon Form takes your weapon off, which it currently does, which means if you're playing like a minion build and you're using Demon Form, you'll take off your spirit weapon and all your minions will disappear. And also if you're playing a caster build even, it doesn't use your weapon. So if you find like a really GG weapon or you craft a really GG weapon, you won't be using that weapon with Demon Form. So it just feels bad to me, and I don't really like this being a thing. I think GGG is thinking about changing this to use your weapon and nerfing it, which I would prefer, honestly. I would prefer that a lot more than what it currently is. Also, I wasn't a huge fan of the revealed nodes that they showed after the first couple nodes they showed. These are all very minion-oriented, I think, and you're forced to take a node that isn't that great. So I'm not too interested in playing Infernalist anymore. 7 and 8 are also a lot worse than I thought initially, because I don't think mana is going to be a huge problem, and also I don't think I really want to play like Ignite, like Cold or Lightning build. This is basically just allowing you to ignite with all damage, and doesn't really do much for like Fire Ignite, for example. So it wouldn't be good for something like Flame Blast. That's why I'm not playing Infernalist. So what am I playing? I'm playing now. Blood Mage. So I am now playing. I'm playing a Blood Mage. The reason for that is I actually want to still play Fire Skills, and I think Fire Skills are actually, ironically enough, better on Blood Mage. And Blood Mage has some interesting mechanics going on, which I want to try out. The first node is pretty interesting, which is nice because you're forced to take it. It adds a base life cost to your mana cost. For every skill will cost life and mana, not one or the other. But it lets you spawn life remnants. So whenever you kill an enemy, you have a chance to spawn a life remnant. And whenever you crit an enemy, you have a chance to spawn a life remnant. These basically give you life back, so you get life back from spending, and they overflow your maximum life. So you can go up to double your normal life with these life remnants, which is really good in synergy with the Gore Spike. The Gore Spike actually takes this bonus life and gives you more crit damage. So endgame, when you have like 3,000 or 4,000 life, you're getting like 100 to 200% crit multi, which is very, very strong, and you are definitely going to go for crit eventually with this build. Blood Barbs. So I'm probably going to end up taking 1 and 4 first. Blood Barbs gives you the ability to bleed with elemental damage. You still have to get Chance to Bleed, and I will be taking Chance to Bleed Gem as well, with probably some nodes on the tree, assuming there is some nearby. The only nodes we know so far are the nodes like very far down next to I believe the Titan area, which are pretty far away. Maybe you anoint this later on if you stay bleed, or maybe there's some closer by. We don't really know all the nodes yet. There could be some closer by. This is the only node that I saw personally on this tree here, from what we've seen so far, that gives bleed chance. So that plus the chance to bleed gem on our main clearing skill or our main single target skill will probably be the way I go about it. I'm hoping the bleed is strong. It should be pretty good early on, at least, and maybe if it even if it doesn't scale very well end game, you can always respec into crit later. So I have high hopes for it. Hopefully it doesn't suck. I'm probably never taking the curse thing. I don't think it's gonna be worth it. And then number 7. So number 7 is where we gain our Progenesis super tanky thing. This is one of the reasons why I want to play Blood Mage. I think it'll be very tanky with this node. We'll probably go for a lot of recoup on the tree. Stuff like there's recoup here, I believe. There's recoup over here. I'll probably stack some recoup and recovery, like life regen. Maybe I'll take the leech node. I think I'm gonna try to get away with not taking the leech node early on. We'll have to see if that changes or not. But initially, I'm going in with the idea of not taking leech and just seeing how it goes without it. I think Progenesis node is gonna be very strong defensively, and I'm excited to try it out. Probably won't be messing around with number 8 unless I see like super endgame. I'm like, I could see a way I get like really, really high HP and I get like a really high ES chest that converts into life. That might be something I go for. Initially, I'm gonna do 1, 4, 5, 7 or 1, 4, 5, 6. You'll have to see. If the blade sucks, I'll drop it later for crit. Number 6 is really good for fire skills specifically. So Flame Blast and Fireball have very low base crit. These are two skills I'm interested in playing. Flame Blast has an 8% base crit. Fireball has a 7% base crit. So that node will give us 7 and 8 crit respectively, which is very, very good, and should make the fire skills crit viable. There's also Solar Orb, which also has 7 base crit. So I'm looking at using all these gems here. And then I'm planning on trying to make Frostfire work with maybe Eye of Winter or like maybe another skill. I haven't quite decided what clear skill I'm going to use yet. It's probably going to be some sort of projectile skill with Cast on Ignite, Flame Wall. I believe I can make Eye of Winter Ignite with Mana Flare. If I can't, I might go for Fireball. We'll see. I'll have to mess around and actually play the game, but I have a couple ideas in mind. Like I somehow have a clear skill that freezes, or have like another boss skill that freezes and synergizes well with Flame Blast. I'll try to do that. Currently, the plan is to use Flame Blast on bosses with Solar Orb. Solar Orb will allow us to target our Flame Blast on top of it and add another like ability that does damage. And I'll try to use a meta gem to ignite and trigger Flame Walls and maybe Frost Wall if it's good with the circle node here. And I'll probably end up using Blasphemy. I heard Blasphemy is getting a nerf. I'm not quite sure yet, but it might have a downside. We'll have to see. I still feel like having an AoE curse will be just good, and you won't have to generate it yourself, so sounds pretty nice to me. The idea of Eye of Winter is it also has crit weakness on it. Like built in, it applies crit weakness. So I was going to go Fiery Death, Ignite, and get fire damage from Mana Flare. So our Eye of Winter would actually ignite. And then we just have some Explosion clear speed. Now, the other idea was use Fireball and just have Fireball clear speed. You'd probably do Fireball with like Wild Shards, which is like the Circle 8 Proj thing. So like a Wild Shards, Fireball, and like Fiery Death, like Ignition. Have some Explodey stuff going on. I'll probably also mess around with Detonate Dead as I'm leveling and seeing how it feels to play. I've heard a lot of people talk about DD. Not necessarily planning on playing DD, just an idea to mess around with as I'm playing. Mostly going to try and make Flame Blast work, to be honest. This is like the main focus of the build for me is Flame Blast. Making Flame Blast bleed early on and making it cast really fast. On the tree, I'll be probably going for as much fire damage early on and spell damage and whatnot, and going for like life recoup if I feel like I need it. There's like some life on kill, I believe, from the monk starting area as well. So if I need life on kill, because I took this Sangomancy node, there's also that option. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to try this out. We can't really plan a whole build tree yet, but I have a couple ideas in mind with the skills, and I'll link that in the description so you guys can follow along with me if you want. So you can check me out on the Twitch stream. I'll be playing this as my league starter. And yeah, there's a lot to figure out. I can't really plan everything. I have a couple ideas in mind though. This is kind of my plan for the league start. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoy this type of content, and yep, see ya.